Hello again, this is Fred on episode 2 of our discovery series for Unigine, for Unity and, well, if you want, Unreal developers. So in this short video, we're just gonna look at ways to get you started into Unigine in general, and then in the next videos I'll go deeper into the editor. Okay, so let's get started from what to do. Okay. First of all, download Unigine Community Free SDK. This is what we're going to look at. Then look at this website, not the common website. And then, I'll tell you about how to download and install for the engine either Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code. The sources, of information when you start, developing and need help. So forums and Discord, YouTube channels, content examples, which will be a very important part of it, and how to actually learn. So create a project and dissect it. So these will be the points of our today's short presentation. So starting with the website. Here we go. So you're going to unigine.com, and then, which is this website. As you see, this is a website which is like, they talk also about the professional version of Unigine and all the services they provide. The benchmarks, you can download some benchmarks and such, as well as, general information. If you want to get some specific information about the Unigine product, I suggest you check out this video, which is from the owner, okay, Dennis Shergin, and he will tell you about the different type of projects they work. They use Unigine mostly. This is mostly for the professional, simulation version, and they tell you about, also they will tell you about the project for community and how they plan on expanding to console, as I mentioned in the previous video, and such. So sign up if you want, get to Unigine, and here we go. And you go download, and you actually end up downloading the engine. In this page, you can see also a little bit of the different features of the other versions. This is out of curiosity. As I mentioned in the first video, you don't really need any of that. I mean, at the moment, you can work with community free. If you're lucky enough to work for a company that does more than $100,000 a year, so that should be Community Pro. If you look at this list, you will see that there is a lot of green dots on the right side. Please do ignore them, because everything you need is actually in the basic version. So just go and download. If you see here, you have on the engineering, you have this try. Try sends you to a version where, a mail request where actually you can ask for an engineering license trial. I believe they usually give 1 month's trial. We asked the trial as well, but honestly, you don't need it. It has just a few things like support for large scenes, extended data format, priority support, but you don't need it, as I'll show you in a brief second. So I obviously downloaded it already, and when you download it, you'll end up with something like this, okay? This is the Unigine browser, the editor, this is my name, and from here, you'll have your My Projects, which is empty, and you can create a new. I have a trial of the Unigine Sims, and you can install several add-ons, which are free, so they can be used for things, for quickly prototyping the scene. So if you need to do some houses and things, you can download this, and you have some vehicles, houses, buildings, electric poles, airports, industrial assets, and some examples, okay, as well. Then you can go into the samples, and this is what I really recommend you do, and check out the demos and the examples. We will see that in a second. Once you've done that, okay, I want to give you a brief idea of where to go. So the key website you should really go as soon as you downloaded it is not unigine.com, is developer.unigine.com. And here you have 3 sections, okay? One section is actually their news and blog, okay? And you can learn a lot. Each one of those is an article. You have video links, and they publish every, I would say, every month or so. And you can have the whole story of the engine way from the beginning, you know. That's not even the beginning. It's finished, yeah. They started doing this blog in 2006, so 14 years ago. And you can read, it's very interesting because you browse the whole story of the engine. I did it actually. You know, when you have some time and you want to get more information in general about the engine history, going back 15 years, this is where you should go. Then, second one, easiest to get in, is the forums, okay? Forums are here. They are not as vast as Unity forums, for example, but the difference is you have very people that actually know what they're doing, and most of the time, if you have a pertinent question, you get an answer from directly from the developers. So you see this guy, Silent, is one of the developers. Then I know them now because I've been doing that. As I said, this is a Russian-based engine, so you also have some areas in Russian, but most of them are actually in English. Okay, but you have sometimes people writing down in Russians, but I think they're really pushing the community to work more, going to get it started, and you know how to do guides, video tutorials, and such. So. The nice thing, as I said, is that you get answered within usually 24 hours directly from the developers or the owner, which is fantastic, I think. You know, the owner that answers to you directly. It's like having Tim Sweeney answering to you in Unreal and such. So the forums, important. Docs. Docs is where, I mean, yes, yeah, there is a lot of material to learn. When you actually download the editor, you can even download the documentation here in Knowledge. You can download the offline docs in CHM format, okay? And you have all the version here, and you just download them, okay? Or you can go through the online docs. So basically the same links you have there. And this is also a nice thing. If you have some money and you have, you can have direct support, private support from them. Okay. What else? As I said, samples, and let's go back here. So as I said, documentation is where you would start, you know, looking for things. And this documentation also links to YouTube videos and such. So there I've thought about a few interesting ways, you know, to get Unity or Unreal developers prepared into Unigine, into this area, migrating to Unigine, okay? And it will give you some hints on how to migrate from Unity to Unigine if you're coming from Unity or from Unreal, okay? So since this is a Unigine for Unity developer course or whatever video series, I don't want to call it a course, you have a one-by-one equivalence of the things that the way they are named in Unity, the way they are named in Unigine, and so that helps. In case you're lost, you just go here and have a reference. Some links to the, you know, showing what the differences are in the editor and in the scene views and such. And I'll do in the next video, I'll actually start the editor and start showing some things. Here I just wanted to give you an overall look on what to do, where to go. So you downloaded the engine, you went to developer and checked out all those things. Okay, I just have those even open here. It tells you about the axes and directions, and the difference. I mean, Unity has game objects, and Unigine has nodes, which is a game object. But as you'll see in the next tutorial, it's even it's actually a container for properties, and if you're using C#, it's a container for code in a way. Okay, cameras and things. I mean, it's a very, very nice editor. I'll show you that to you in the next video. So I mentioned the forums. And obviously, once you started, it will automatically work out of the box with Visual Studio Code. This is here they're explaining how does it work, but I prefer to work in Visual Studio. Okay, I think it's faster. And here you have a couple of. I'm just linking that for you. How to debug a project in Visual Studio Code and how to debug a project in Visual Studio, and also how to change the thing, the editor based on your preference. Okay. So I'm just gonna close this, and then you have the forums, and then you have Discord. Discord, as I said, is a good source of information in general. You have some beginners help, where people will actually get answers to you on things, and we use that a lot in our project. Okay, you have Made with Unigine, where actually you can showcase your thing. This is the projects we are currently working on, and that you saw in the previous video. And people share things, and there is we did some posts. We had some kind of NDA, but now we are more open in what we can show. So what people do, beginners help, get questions, and nice thing is you get answer. Simon is here, and he's one of the, I mean, he's answering you. So it's different from Unity. You actually have developers answering to your questions, and you see people asking questions, or we are answering questions as well if you need to. You have a dedicated C# help, and also C++ if you wish to do so and use C++. And a nice thing, and the general discussion. As I said, you have always a number of developers, of Unigine developers active on those forums. And yeah, here, this is the owner who actually announced this. He's releasing the 2.13 alpha, which has a few new features, very interesting, like the light mappers and such. Bug reports and, you know, off topic, whatever you want to talk about in the off topic. Discord and forums are your main source for asking questions. I would recommend Discord on quick questions, you know, things that you can solve. And if you have an issue which is a little bit more complicated to solve, and maybe you have to send out a code example. I saw that a lot of times in the forums. I mean, I'm trying to do that, and they say, okay, send us the code and we'll fix it for you, or we'll show you how to do it, which is, I would say, unique. I mean, people, the developers from the engine will answer for you. They are really there to help. And this is extremely valuable, okay? Then you have the YouTube channels, okay? First of all, let me point to this. I mean, you probably know JNM. If you've been using Unity, he's a great YouTube instructor. Okay, I really like him a lot. And in June, he did just one video, then he stopped. But it's called Unigine to Community Programmer Beginner Tutorial. If you just want, I mean, you really don't know where to start, even in C#, you can start there, okay? If you don't know C# at all and you want to learn C#, I highly recommend Bracase. They have a very nice C# beginning tutorial, and it's one of the best. You know how to program C# from the basics. Okay, maybe they have a few ones. Okay, they have new ones and they have the old ones. I don't know which one is the one. But if you really don't know how to do, maybe you know how to do C sharp, but you don't know how to game program, I suggest you check out their brackets for learning to program video games in general, and then apply this to Unigine. I mean, it works exactly the same as it works in Unity. Then you have their own channel. So this is Unigine channel. You have a number of playlists you can browse to, also in Russian and English. You have sometimes those how-tos, which are quick tips, or you have, you know, more complete tutorials. Some are dated, some are not, but you can learn a lot from here. Okay, and they also post the videos from the other people, you know, that made videos. There are some videos in French, some in Italian, some in Russian. I'll try to do mine in English, so many people can understand. Live streams are also nice. Those are longer videos. They last, you know, 1 hour 48, and this is one of their developers. Okay, normally doing. For example, here is explaining in detail rope physics within one of their examples. Here is more into the environment, you know, and we learned a lot from those live streams, okay? And in this case, you know, making some physics a car project. So this is a more lengthy but more in-depth live stream where you can learn a lot as well. So I recommend checking those out as well. Then there is our channel, Unigenius. Okay, we plan, David and I, to feature at least a tutorial every 3-4 days for the next month. So you might end up having 10-15 Unigine tutorials in English. Okay, and another area which might be interesting is Stefano Casillo. So Stefano Casillo is a very experienced developer. He is doing this. Actually, he's doing this on Twitch. Sorry, I have the sound coming from this. Let me stop it here. He has this Twitch series. It's nice because he started, you know, a little while ago, and then he fell in love with Unigine number 60. He said, "Okay, we're moving to Unigine." Oh wow! And so he has those very long Twitch that last like maybe 3 hours. Then he just makes a synthesis of them, and here on the YouTube channel, he has his own YouTube channel where he actually does a synthesis of things. And so it's going to be in C++, but I mean, he also explains some features on the engine, as well as we will do in a very short time. So just keep on following us, and you'll have more of that. So I just wanted to give you a general outlook on, you know, how to get some information about the Unigine. And let me see, how long is this? Okay, no, I don't care. Close a few things, go back to the editor. And so when you open the editors, you have this demos thing, okay? And you have a number of them to install. I might have a few more because I'm also still in my sim. When you get the sim trial, you'll get a few more, like the high-level vehicle, which is a C++ example. But you have a number of them. I don't know which one is which that you can download. I recommend, as a Unity developer, to download those trees. C# component examples, okay? You just go here and hit install. Okay, my mouse is doing things, all right. Then the C# third-person platformer, which I will analyze this one in depth because there is some very good coding standards and habits. So I think it's a very good example on how to code how to code in Unigine. And you'll see it's a little different than Unity because you have components, which are basically mana behavior, but you can also code in the main engine loop, which I think is a great feature, and I will actually show you how to do that. And the art example. The art example, it took me a while to download them because I'm a coder, but it's great, okay? Apart from these three that we will go to in depth, there are also other tutorials, okay? So those are the demos or examples. And then you have, I would call them micro examples. Like, for example, you want to know how to work with nodes, which is game objects. And those are actually installed within the editor directory, okay? And those are mini examples that you can run and see what they do. I don't know, let me just... and you have them for the three APIs. So if I go back, you see you have a number, physics, body callbacks, jump callbacks, scripts, you can actually mix and match Unigine Script and C#, but don't do it because they say it's going to be, the Unigine Script will be deprecated. How to use widgets. I will do a tutorial on widgets in the future because I did already one. If you want, I can send you the link, but it's not as nice as the one I plan to do. So, but I managed to do a full UI using their, full game UI using their widgets and working with images, even FTP, creating packages, working with XML, and things like that. So this is just for the C# API. So you have the demos and the samples, okay? But then since Unigine has been a C++ engine for a while and had this Unigine Script running in the past, you have many more examples here. And honestly, Unigine Script is like C#. So if ever you want to know how to do things with join, just go and play one of those examples, like let's see if there is hundreds, okay? And I just wanted to see where is the nice one. I just saw collision shape joints. I mean, this should be nice. Okay, I don't know, I'm just hitting on play. My editor is opening on a separate window, so I'll just drag it as soon as I have the control for the window, and here we go. And here is the window, and you actually get to play with the example, and you can, throw balls. Oh my God, I'm so bad at shooting. Okay. And so you can ask, when you enter the example, ask gives you the mouse, the second ask gives you some other options, okay? And here you can actually load different scenes. As you see, loading is very fast, and you have a lot of examples. Then you can go and open the code tooth for them to see what they're actually doing, okay? As you see, the physics engine is incredible. Prismatic joints. In this case, they're explaining, this whole area is explaining joints, but you can also go on animation and blend animations and, do things like that. I just opened the Unigine Script example, but you get exactly the same thing here. Obviously, there is a little bit less examples. Still, my editor is open on the other window. Just one sec. Coming here. Okay. I'm also recording. Okay. I don't know what this does. Oh, it's probably body callbacks on the. Usually there is a small menu at the bottom. Maybe not this one. No, there is not. So basically, you should actually go and read what it's about. Then you open the folder, and you can actually go and get more information about what it does or edit in IDE. Okay, so you actually be able to edit it there. Okay, you can check out the code here and what it does. The demos are the most complete part of it. So you can either run them, okay, like the C# third-person platformer, And or what I recommend is actually copy as project, so you can actually duplicate that and start putting your own code, changing things, and this is, I think, the best way to learn. What I'm planning to do is actually to go into this C# third-person platform and do an in-depth analysis of it, so that you can understand with me what the code does in here. And let's just run this one very quickly. And then I'll do the art examples because it's worth the wait. Okay, so this starts here, and here we have a lot of examples. So basically, it's the example that you had in the other things done in C#, and how they can actually work. So, for example, in the arcade example, it tells you this demo illustrates simple arcade mechanics. And the interesting thing is how to actually implement that in your own game. So what you would do is go into the, sorry, okay, go get back here, select world, okay, and maybe character controller. So you want to do a character controller, and it's here, you can walk and jump and do little things around, okay. This is the editor. So it's very examples that are very focused on a single subject, which I think is great, and you can actually check out the code on how they did it, how to implement sound materials, which this is interesting, and you can change the parameters here, change cast world, and you can. So actually, the interesting part is when you go here and you check out the samples to see how they actually implemented that. I recommend. And the art example, which is the beauty things. You can also copy it as project, but this is where you see all the power of Unigine and what it can do as a rendering engine, which is impressive. Okay, I still have the window loading on my separate screen, so just hold on a sec. This is a few gigabytes project, so this is why it takes a little longer to load. Okay. So, okay. And here you have those interesting things. Let's open the environment, for example, very quick, and it shows you, okay, you have a number of sub thing. This is the same one, environment presets. You can change the presets of the environment. No, this is not the one I just wanted to show. Just wanted to show a different one, but you can go here and change the different presets of the environment, and you will see how actually the lighting changes. Okay, this is the fog, and this is the night of day. Okay, sorry, I'm keeping on. Okay, going back to select scene. I wanted to find the one. I think it's the landscape, which yeah, it's showing the airfield. It's coming. I might have broken this one because I know I broke this one because I know it was there, sorry. Because I used this thing to test things. Now I just go back to airfield. And here they actually show the multiple, oh, okay, I'm going fast. You know, the incredible capacity of the engine of having different layer of details through this mega texture thing, where you can actually change the details. This is in fact a decal on top of the other thing, but you can do holes in terrains and things like that. Another interesting one is the wheel traces, where you will see how to actually paint wheel traces on a terrain. And as you see, this is actually a terrain that gets modified at runtime to dig wheel traces using this incredible layer system, because you can have different layers one on top of each other. Okay, this is an interesting one because you have, okay, it starts here, which is fun. Okay, so but it's interesting because here you have an area which is 7 meter per 8 meters per pixel, but then you can flawlessly insert higher definition areas. So if you look here, you will see that this area now is low poly, whereas this one is high poly, very high poly. And this is something that you can do with the layer system in the train, okay? Blending modes of alpha maps. So you have your own height map that you maybe downloaded from a satellite data, and you want to flatten it, change it, you can blend it, and things like that. Or even create craters in existing landscapes. So this is the same landscape as the other, and you add a layer for example, for creating a crater. Okay. Clusters, these are more in detail. There's a cluster and clutter. So this will show you how you can actually render 10,000 objects at high speed, okay, using clusters, okay. And let me see, because you just need show underscore FPS one. Show underscore FPS one. Okay, now you have the FPS on top, and you see we're running at 50 FPS. For this example, just consider I'm doing the video as well. So, and cluster off. Doesn't change it much. 20, but I'm sorry. Cluster off. 50, yeah, because I'm streaming. I'm doing the video stream. Okay. You have a mesh cluster, which basically explains how to use cluster, which is this high performance way of rendering a big number of meshes. Imposters, which are used for trees and such, very interesting as well. Global illumination, which is something where Unigine is very good at, but I think I'm taking too much of your time, so you can check them out directly. And I'm gonna quit here. So basically, remember, just click on run or copy as project, and which I did here. I have my own projects, like the art examples here. I can run it, I can open the editor itself, and use it in the editor and do my own things, as well as those are my this is my project. So I'll show it to you soon in the next videos. So this is it for this video. I think it went a little bit too long. Okay, I just wanted to stay within the 30 minutes, and we are over 32 minutes. Thank you, and please subscribe, as we'll have more and more videos in the close future.